The combination of fresh orange zest in a graham crust and the orange lemon sugar with the ricotta creates an incredibly vibrant, bright flavor profile that perfectly captures the essence of a Sicilian dessert. Hi, my name is Kyle and welcome to Worldwide Campus News and Entertainment. And today, we're going to show you for the Italian dessert recipe is homemade Sicilian cheesecake. Before we fire up the oven, a quick safety reminder for our younger viewers, make sure to check with a grown-up before you start this baking project. But first, we're going to give you guys to show you this attempt video that we have the original cheesecake with the silicone one inside the springform pan. Now what we did was that already followed the instructions on our own recipe, starting out with the shortbread fingers. You put it in the food processor, add some of the rest, you toast it in the oven, but what they tell you to do was only for 20 minutes and didn't realize how many shortbread cookies are not enough for the crust coated with butter. Except in this case that you dump the whole package from Walker's Pure Butter Shortbread Fingers, counted only from 5.3 ounces between like 8 fingers from the crumbs. Talk about the poly-oil whole milk ricotta cheese with original for 32-ounce tub that we didn't forget to drain off before making the batter. Usually how exactly the same cheesecake batter are almost whirling around while adding next, as we keep scraping all the way to finish off. But it's certainly we can pour the batter to the silicone before we turn it back in the oven and don't know how long it takes, a little more or either less. After we bake this cheesecake and cool on a wire rack, we just chill from the refrigerator before taking it off from the pan. Because it's got sticking on the bottom with those silicone instead of parchment paper, we flip the cheesecake over on the board with plastic wrap, flip it upright and then peel off. You can see the crusts are watery and still got wet again. It didn't fully toast and it just tastes like milk and cereal, soggy or molting everywhere, but that's totally got slippery. We decided to separate only the layered cheesecake batter and bring it to the participants and we give it a try. It does taste so nice and it really came out look fantastic. Well anyway, that's the end of the attempt. Now let's get to baking. First you want to start by preheat your oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure the oven will be nice and hot. You need to take only about 9-inch springform pan with the leak proof. You have to line the bottom tightly with parchment paper and the straps around the edges. That way for easy to release. And we just always spray with non-stick cooking spray. The cooking spray will easy to sticking on the straps of parchment. We're going to start with the orange graham crust. You're going to take only about 9 sheets of graham crackers, honey or the original one. This is going to make only about 1 and 4 cups. Then we're going to break it up with your hands, very nice in chunks of the crackers. We're going to break these up. You can also use an old school ways using with the rolling pin and the plastic baggie. We're putting 3 tablespoons of firmly packed light brown sugar and a zest of 1 novel orange. A very nice flavor, very zesty orange. We just always zest it with the microplaner. Let's put the lid on and pulse it. Alright, we're going to give that a check and just nice and crumbly resembles coarse breadcrumbs. Now we're going to put in 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Let's put the lid back on. Keep pulsing it until you get nice coarse wet sand. We're just pulsing one by one. And if they stick together, you can go ahead to use a rubber spatula to scrape all the way on the sides of the food processor before we're going to continue to pulse. Alright, just give it a check and see how it just coarse wet sand. Use it with your clean fingers. When you give it a squeeze, you're good to go. Alright, let's just put this right into prepared springform pan. Going to spread it around evenly. Now you want to firmly pack it on the bottom of the springform pan using with the back of a spoon or a measuring cup. We decided to use our Chinese soup spoon, just looks like this one. See that? Here's the Chinese soup spoon. The Chinese soup spoon is made a lot easier to firmly pack it down, very tight. Alright, once it's all packed over, we're going to toast it in the oven for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we're going to take it out, let it cool, and we're going to make a batter. Now to make the orange lemon sugar, we're going to put it into the small bowl. Combine 1 cup of granulated sugar with 2 d-zests of 1 novel orange, remaining 1, and 1 whole lemon. Now you want to rub it with your clean hands to get everything nice, vibrant, tangy, and color. You can actually smell of the orange and the lemon, very nice and fragrant. Look at that color of the orange and lemon. Smells great. Right, there we go. All rubbed up with the orange and the lemon right into the sugar. Nice and colored. Alright, the crust is just done. We just took it out of the oven. We put it on a cooling rack, and by the way, after we lined up the parchment paper inside the springform pan, we already used a heavy-duty aluminum foil to wrap it outside that prevents from leaking. And now let's go for the batter. We have some ricotta cheese. This is whole milk ricotta cheese. We just already drain well using a strainer and a cheesecloth and squeeze off the excess water. We don't want to get soggy, alright? We plop over 30-ounce tub of Kroger whole milk ricotta cheese. If you have only 15 ounces has for the one of Gobani, you'll need to double for 2 tubs of these to make 30 ounces. This is Gobani ricotta cheese, made with whole milk. Easy to peel and usually with 15 ounces, and it makes only about 425 grams. Then we're going to put it in a zesty sugar had just made earlier. Now you just want to cream it together until light and fluffy. The sugar and the zest are going to dissolve inside of the cheese. Alright, just stop the mixer, always scrape down the sides using a rubber spatula. Before continue to mix it, we're putting 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Then we're going to sift this to break all of the lumps. Alright, we're just going to keep going. Always remember to keep scraping all the way before we're going to continue to whirl it around, and then we're going to finish the rest. Now we're going to add 4 large eggs, half that at room temperature. We're going to be in one at a time, adding more eggs each addition. Whoa, we got to drop only 2, but that's alright. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of kosher salt and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And keep going till you get a nice and smooth cake batter. Always remember to scraping down the bowl occasionally. That looks good. We're going to take these off and keep scrape all the way, and we're going to pour this batter into the warm crust. Alright, let's put this batter right into the warm crust has been prepared. Get this batter everything off the bowl because we don't want to waste it. Just use a rubber spatula to clean off the excess batter. That's a lot quicker. Then give it a little jiggle. There we go. We're going to put this into the roasting pan and fill it with hot boiling water for 2 inches apart, not all the way. This is going to protect for the water bath. We're going to use a roasting rack and more of the aluminum foil. This is going to be for next protection, and we're going to return it back in the oven for 350, still on here. And we're going to continue to bake for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Just keep an eye on it, but do not overbake. We'll come back and show you what it looks. Alright, it's been done after 1 hour and 45 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We want to let the cheesecake rest in the oven while still hot. We turn off the oven, open the oven door just a little bit for a jar. Using a wooden spoon to hold in place that we decided, before taking it out, we're going to let it rest for 2 hours before removing the wooden spoon out of the oven door and then take it out. We're going to show you for later, and we will see you after 2 hours. Here we go. After it's rest for 2 hours, we already took out the oven. We already removed the spoon off the oven door, put it on a cooling rack, and remove the oven bag or a slow cooker liner. The next thing you want to cover tightly with some plastic wrap and place it in the refrigerator to chill for overnight. Sleep tight, and we will see you tomorrow. Alright, it's been for next day. We're going to take it out from the refrigerator, remove some plastic wrap. You're going to remove the foil, just peel it off. Like you guys saw this, there's no cracks. And the water bath to the rescue. I'm going to unlock the edges. Lift it up. I'm going to peel off the straps of parchment. If there's watery on top, you can go ahead to gently wipe down with a napkin. Alright, we just finished wiping over. Now you want to take a parchment, lift it up. Now you want to carefully transfer right onto a 10-inch cake board has been wrapped into aluminum foil tightly. Alright, it just transferred onto the 10-inch cake board. Isn't that beautiful? Hope you're gonna love this. For a presentation, you can top with some fresh 3 berries, which is strawberry halves, blueberries and raspberries, some blueberry compote or berry sauce that you have any leftover berries, dollop with some whipped cream, even scoop with some vanilla ice cream. And here's the finished homemade Sicilian cheesecake. We're gonna slice it up and see how it looks. And here are the presentations. We just slice it up and we decide to dust it with the powdered sugar on top and drizzle with a little bit cool, warmer melted jam, whatever flavor you want. Strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, any kind of that. You guys can see right inside of the ricotta. Looks perfect. The crust, no soggy, absolutely delicious. And we're going to show it to all of this cafe and see how they think. All right, everyone likes it?
Yes. Thank you, Kyle.
Welcome. And how's yours?
Oh yeah, awesome. Really good.
Looking great, guys. Here are the finished Sicilian cheesecake, homemade ones. Enjoy. Did you enjoy this video? Let us know in the comments what you think about this. Check out these other recipes from In the Kitchen with Worldwide Campus on this playlist. Then be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified for our latest videos.